Hello, you're watching World Talks on TVP World. My name is Sasha Farbach. Now, Russia remains a direct military threat to NATO, whether or not peace comes to Ukraine. Lithuania's Foreign Minister Budris recently said at NATO HQ in Brussels, the gathering of foreign ministers, as the Baltic states bolster their defenses, Lithuania is preparing to expand conscription and increase military readiness while navigating EU and NATO support. Also today, the presidents of Latvia, Lithuania and Estonia are meeting for talks in Riga to discuss regional security, energy security and support for Ukraine. And joining us now to discuss these developments is Lithuanian MEP Petras Auštrevičius from the Renew Europe group. Good to have you back on TVP World. Petras, let's begin with the latest.
Good morning.
Good morning. Now, the meeting of these presidents in Riga, what are the most, let's say, top things on the list of the agenda? What can we expect from that meeting in Riga?
Well, I mean, this is a kind of the informal or already traditional regional meeting on the level of presidents, this time in capital of Latvia, Riga. And indeed, I mean, the agenda, to my mind, will be dominated by major issue. It's security, regional security, threats coming from Russian Federation, as well as situation in Ukraine. I mean, all in all, it's about the security situation, which is still not settled. And as we see, I mean, there are no any signs of, getting into something better. So that's why I'm sure, along with the some regional infrastructure projects, probably cooperation within the energy sector on the regional level, what we really need. So security will dominate this time a meeting in Riga.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so security dominates. I think one of those things, just over the course of the last few hours, we had 3 overnight disruptions. Let's go to Lithuania, your home country, at Vilnius airport. I mean, this is an airport that has been shut down over the course of the last few months, many times over, due to hybrid threats, those smuggling balloons coming from Belarus. Tell us the latest there. I mean, this is obviously not just an inconvenience, this is a security threat. So what, at this point in time, is Lithuania doing to secure that? Is it getting enough support from the European Union in all this?
Well, as me sitting in the Brussels airport and waiting for my flight back home, you know, I'm much exposed and I follow all those news with balloons and disruption of the activities of Vilnius or other regional airports very closely. So, for example, this night, I mean, twice I emphasize the activities of Vilnius International Airport were disrupted by those so-called balloons. Indeed, I mean, they carry on tobacco products. It's about smuggling, but in fact, this is very much hybrid threat, since I can't imagine, I mean, all those balloons are let to fly with no knowledge of Belarus KGB or border guards. I mean, we know how closely the special services in Belarus follow everybody and every inch of territory of Belarus. So that's why those balloons are really become a headache. Well, for example, in November, we had almost every second night disruption at the on our airports. They fly high. Up to 3-5 kilometers. I mean, they shoot to the skies very quickly, and you know, although we can follow their direction where they go, because wind direction, by the way, decides. I mean, when those balloons are started on the Belarusian side. But indeed, for the time of being, we have very few technical means. I mean, to take them down. Because of different considerations, not necessarily all of them are acceptable to my understanding, but nevertheless, we're still looking for best technical solution in this regard. And probably you rightly asked, we need asymmetrical measures, I mean, taken on EU level, because this is not just our bilateral so-called issue as Minsk insists. No, this is a regional. It's Lukashenko challenges the Western security and you never know. I mean, what will be next in his on his list.
Just quickly, I want to get also your comment, the statement from Lithuania's Interior Minister, I think who said on Wednesday that there's an apparent proposal to declare an emergency situation. Would this give Lithuania, let's say, more, as you said, powers or, let's say, ability to track and bring down and prevent these balloons?
Well, indeed, I mean, this legal provision might give, more free hands, I mean, to use more technical and legal means against the smugglers, by the way, who are now apprehended almost daily. It looks like, I mean, that some authorities in Lithuania overslept the situation. I am very frank. I mean, once network of smugglers was established, you know, it's sometimes difficult, I mean, to break it down and to go after them. But it will be done, I am sure. But nevertheless, we need more. We need more security arrangements, as well as asking for certain assistance, as I said, asymmetrical response measures from EU side to impose painful different kind of sanctions on Lukashenko's regime.
Okay. Speaking about more security, I want to talk also about conscription. I mean, Lithuania is one of the first countries in the last years to reboot conscription in its country. Others have followed. Sure. I want to ask about this plan to call up 5,000 conscripts in 2026. How does that fit into this whole framework? I mean, Lithuania is also investing heavily in its military, GDP almost 6%. Let's talk about conscription. Is that enough in all this? Do you see this expand more?
Well, I mean, it goes according to the plans. Once you conscript young ones, I mean, you have to have certain infrastructure. I mean, to accommodate them, to give good training, good equipment, and the rest. So it goes according to plans. I mean, it's up from 3,500 to 5,000. I think it's not a limit in itself. We have to expand. We have to call for retraining and to have kind of the weekend training exercises, which is going on. So that's why I think this is a very realistic plan. It's doable, and I'm looking forward, that young men in Lithuania will go in a good shape as well, in a good mood to join the Lithuanian armed forces.
Mm-hmm. And also, I mean, I want to come back to that statement from Lithuanian Foreign Minister at NATO HQ from yesterday, that Russia remains a direct military threat to NATO, even if peace comes to Ukraine. So what, if anything, how does that impact what is required if there is peace, once that takes hold, for the Baltic states, for Lithuania? What kind of considerations should be taken?
You know, I mean, we have to look at the present situation a bit broader. Well, a war against Ukraine, of course, it's a direct threat to European security. But we know, I mean, we're facing and we are in a hybrid war imposed by Russia. So that's why, for me, for example, it's absolutely clear that once having any negotiations on, ceasefire or concluding peace arrangements between Ukraine and Russia, this hybrid war from the Russian side must be a very part of this agreement. So that's why Europe must be at the table of negotiations. And I see it as a very serious factor. Which is not yet widely accepted, but I can tell you that in the European Parliament we include this reference to our resolutions in concern starting from this autumn, and we will do it in future as well.
All right, and I know that you have been one of those strong voices in the European Parliament on the side of Ukraine. So thanks for all those insights there this morning. Much appreciated. Petras Auštrevičius there. Thank you so much, and stay safe. And thank you for watching. That concludes World Talks, but stay right here for more news and commentary on TVP World. Goodbye.